programmer will come to the developer with his requirement. So the type of application will be deciding by the programmer or developer, programmer or end client.
Client.
Programmer will decide the type of application. The programmer also will decide the type of application based on the requirement. So that is the reason, as a programmer, by seeing the requirement, we are able to finalize for that requirement. We have to go with Windows application or web application. Here the question is, in which situation, for what requirement you will go for Windows application? Yes, because it's providing services to how many users at a time?
Single.
Then you can answer according to that. According to the requirement, whenever the application should be available for only one user. According to the requirement, whenever the application should be available for single user, go with Windows application. Go with Windows application. For example, your father is having a business. Father business accounts, income like deposits, withdrawals, this they are doing manually. You want to develop one software application for your father day-to-day business accounts. When you want to develop a software application for your father business day-to-day accounts, you will go with Windows application or web application.
Windows application.
Why? Because the father business accounts are going to access by only single user, either father or father accountant. So that's why in this situation we'll go with Windows application. Business accounts application is a Windows application. Second one is, you supermarket people came to you, they need one billing application, sales, or else your friend is having a mobile shop. That mobile shop day-to-day transaction means they will purchase the stock from the companies and they will sell the mobiles to the customers. This mobile shop stock and sale they are doing manually. Now they are expecting a software application for this requirement. For this requirement, whenever they need software application, so what type of application you will develop for mobile shop day-to-day transaction?
Windows.
Windows
Day
application.
to day, just doing manually, stock 100 Nokias, 100 Samsung particular model and selling. What application you know? Windows application only Windows. If they want to give online sale, then they have to go for web application. But up to that, they will go with Windows application. In this type of situations, we will go with Windows application, means whenever the application should be available for only one user, we will go with Windows application. And if you want to develop a Windows application, we have to use Windows Forms and C#.NET. And the features, among the features, one is single user, second is end user not required internet connection, third is it should be installed at end user machine. And one more feature we have, that is Windows application will have special user interface. Windows application will have a special user interface which is called as Windows Form, Windows application will have a special user interface which is called as Windows Form. User interface means a window which is accepting input from the user and supplying to the application, and whatever application is giving, displaying to the user. Finally, you can say user interface is a window which is acting as a mediator between the end user and application. You can say in your mobile screen is a user interface. In your Facebook login page is a user interface. Like that, user interface will be there for Windows application, but that user interface name is Windows Form. So like that, that is a story about features of the Windows application and examples of the Windows application and how to develop a Windows application in .NET platform and in which situation we will go with the Windows application. And right now we have to see the Windows, somewhere disturbance is coming. Now we have to see the Windows application development environment in .NET, Windows application development environment in .NET. So my question to all the people, whenever you want to develop any type of application, what is the development environment in .NET?
Windows application.
Mhm.
IDE. IDE.
My question is, what is the IDE?
Visual
What is
Studio, sir.
what is the IDE? What is the development environment for .NET people? Visual Studio .NET. Whenever you want to, right? I think I'm getting noise from, right? Whenever we want to develop any type of application in .NET platform, you need to use .NET development environment. That .NET development environment is Visual Studio .NET. Right now, I'm going to show you the Windows application development environment in .NET. If you want to show, first of all, first of all, we should open Visual Studio .NET. Whenever you install your .NET into your machine, it will be installed into your machine. And if you want to open Visual Studio .NET, very simple. You will have an icon, Visual Studio .NET icon in your desktop. Click that icon, and now Visual Studio .NET is going to open. This Visual Studio .NET is called .NET Development Environment. Now we entered into .NET Development Environment, that is called Visual Studio .NET IDE. This is called IDE because IDE stands for Integrating Development Environment. Integrating Development Environment, because this is the environment is integrating all the types of applications into single place. That's why it is called IDE, Integrating Development Environment. After you entered into this IDE, you can observe two options. Number one is new project. Number two is open project. Here, new project means it is for to create a new project. Open project is to open the existing project. Now our goal is to create a new project or to create open project. To create new project or to open existing project.
Create a new project.
New project. So click on new project here. Click on new project. Yes, here it has opened your, you can see new project window. Here select a language called C Sharp, Visual C Sharp or C Sharp, both are same. And right side select the technology. The technology name is Windows Forms. And here you can say name of the application. Let's say my Windows application, some name, my Windows application. And here you can select the location where you want to save and click OK. With this process, you can observe you are selecting language, you are selecting technology. Want to show you just Windows application development environments in .NET. I want to show you, that's it. Now with this process, it's going to create a new Windows application. It is going to create a new Windows application. Your application name is My Windows application. You just now you have given. Now you entered into your Windows application development environment. You have created your own application. See, uh, in this you can observe the application name is My Windows application. And I said very clearly just now, Windows application will have a special user interface. That user interface name is Windows Form. Now you can observe right now. Here you can observe it is your user interface. That user interface name is Windows Form. This user interface we have to decorate or design according to our requirement with the help of controls. Just it is an introduction to you all the people. How will be the Windows application development environment in .NET? How will be the web application development environment will be in .NET? Now it is not entering into programming. Programming we will enter after two classes, after next class, right? And design this user interface according to your requirement with the help of controls. Whenever you need controls, left side you can observe. You have otherwise you can see view. You have a toolbox window. Toolbox means it will contain controls. Drag and drop some control. Let's say I drag and drop one button control and drag and drop another control. Let's say I drag and drop a control called label. Now I'm writing some code. I want to show you what is the environment, how will be the Windows application development environment. I think code is not required for us right now because we don't know anything in C#.NET. Even though I'm increasing the size of the code here, fonts and colors, because to make you visible very clearly. But we don't know anything in C#.NET. That's why you can't understand this code. Don't expect to understand this code. You can't. Now label, right, I'm writing some code, and don't think about the code. Just welcome, welcome to Windows apps. Windows apps. Now let's see how the application will work. Let's see how the application will appear. Build the application, and I'm going to run the application. After build the application, I'm going to run the application. Expected means semicolon missing. Now run the application. Now you can see. Now you can see your Windows application is going to run. Now it is going to run and it's going to show you the output. Now you can observe, just now you developed this application. Whenever you click this button, you can see you are getting output called welcome to Windows Forms. Similarly, same application, similar, your CalC is also a Windows application. Your CalC is also a Windows application. CalC is also a Windows application. That Windows application is provided by the Microsoft. And this is the Windows application is developed by now you guys. You can see maximize button, sorry, cross button, maximize button, minimum button. Here form 1, here you have calculator. So almost these are all controls, buttons, all these things. With this we can say CalC is also a Windows application, and Windows application will have a special user interface. That user interface is called Windows Form. Tomorrow after a couple of sessions, you people also can develop this calculator with your own hands. Okay, so that is a story. That is a story or a discussion about to understand about Windows application development environment. Final conclusion is this application environment will have a special user interface. That user interface is called UI is called Windows Form. Right. Now come back to the web application features next. Web application features. Yes, web application features are right. Right. Anybody can give the clarity about web application features?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Uma, I
It's
think from your
multi.
side some noise is coming. That's why I'm muting you. Come on. Web application. Come on.
It's a multi-user application, sir.
Yeah, I think I
Yes.
users.
Right. One is multi-user application. Multi-user means at a time it can be consumed by more than one user. One is multi-user application means at a time can be consumed by more than one user. Second
Yes.
one is, yeah.
It doesn't need to be installed in the end user machine.
Uh,
And we need to have internet access
yes.
in order to develop.
Should be installed at remote server. Should be installed at remote server means when you develop a website for your college or university, that website you should be installed at some server which is connected to the internet. That is called web server. Should be installed into remote web server. Remote web server should be installed because Windows web application will not be available in the end user machine. Facebook or Gmail is not available your machine or my machine. Facebook team has installed this application in some remote server. That server is called web server. There it is installed. So tomorrow we developed a website also. If you want to make that website should be available for all internet users, compulsory we have to install that website into some web server. That process is called web hosting. You have to host. Hosting means hosting a website. Even though as part of this training, and you will develop one website and you will host into the internet with your own hands, which we implemented even though in previous batches. How many are interested to host a website into the internet? Own website. My own website should be there in the internet, sir. How many are interested like that? Anybody are interested to host your own website? Right? Not interested, Uma? Don't want to host a website? Huh?
Sir, yes, me too.
Right. Now next come back to right. now should be installed. Number 3 is end user, end user, end user required, end user required internet connection. Internet connection means what? Whenever you want to use Facebook or Gmail, compulsory you need what? Internet connection. Without internet connection, we can't access web application. So that is internet web enabled applications. Number 4 is it supports, it supports, it supports a special user interface, special user interface. It supports a special user interface which is called as web page, which is called as web page. Web application will have a special user interface. That user interface is called web page, or you can call it as web form. You can call it as web form. So that is the 4th point about web application. Right. Can you give me the examples for web applications?
Gmail, Facebook,
Yes,
Gmail,
Gmail,
Yahoo.
Facebook, these are all web applications only. Next question is how to develop, next question, how to develop web applications, how to develop web applications by using .NET platform. How to develop a web application by using .NET platform. What are the technology? What is the language? What is the
ASP.NET.
technology? Technology is ASP.NET.
ASP.NET.
ASP.NET. Languages. What is the
C
language?
Sharp.
C#.NET. We'll use a web technology called ASP.NET and we'll use a language called C#.NET to develop a web application by using .NET platform. By using .NET platform. Okay, right. Now next question is when we will go for web application. When we will go for web application means in which situation we'll go for web applications. Because client will come to us, I need your application, but he will tell only requirement. He can't decide the type of application. Hold for 1 second. When we will go for web applications.
When it is a multi-user application
Yes.
and
Right.
um,
Right. I'll tell you. Whenever the application should be available for only one user, whenever the application should be available for only one user, only not one user, I'm sorry. Whenever an application
more
should
than
be
one
available
user.
for multi-users, at a time the application should be available for one user or multi-user. Multi-user, we'll go with what?
Multi-user.
Web application. We will go with what? Web application. For example, father is having a real estate business. Venture 1 in Hyderabad, Venture 2 in Bangalore, Venture 3 is in Bombay. Now all the ventures information they want to keep in one application, but that application should be available for all internet users. We'll go for what application? Windows application or web application?
Web application.
We'll go with web application because the application should be available for multiple users. In this situation, we'll go with web application. Right. Now let's see the web application development environment. To you all people, let me show to you. Just now we have seen Windows application development environment. I'm closing that Windows application. Again, opening Visual Studio.NET. Opening Visual Studio.NET. I'm going to create a web application showing you the just environments, not programming is started. New project and language is, what is the language? C#. And what is the type technology?
Yes,
ASP.NET.
And application name is some name. You can give some name. My web application 123, location D drive, click OK. With this process, now it's open, new project, new ASP.NET project. Here select web forms, OK. With this process, you can see your ASP.NET, new ASP.NET application will create. With this process, new ASP.NET application will create. We are going to entering into ASP.NET web application development environment. And among this, we said that web application will have a user interface or no user interface. Web
It has a
application will have
user
User
interface.
interface,
what is the name of the user interface?
page
Web,
or web
web
form.
page or web form. Web page or web form. We will call it as either web page or web form. Web page or web form. Now you entered into ASP.NET Web Application Development Environment. So we didn't start any programming. Just want to show you something. Right. Open this window. Let me add a new page. Right click, add. I'm opening this window. How I open this window? Solution Explorer window. View, Solution Explorer. Select the project name. Adding a new page. Right click, add, new item, and web form, because you are adding your own page. Web form and web form 1.aspx, page name, extension of the ASP.NET web page will be .aspx. Click add. With this process, your ASP.NET web page will be added to the Solution Explorer. Now you can do design your web page. You can do design according to your requirement. Same way toolbox, same way button, drag and drop the control, and same way label, right, and under button click you can write the code. The code is, you can write the code label 1 dot text equal to let's say some message, welcome to web application. Right, over. Now compilation and execution. Right, compilation and execution. Right, right. Now you can see whenever you run the application, web application will be executing by the server, but you can see your output will display within the browsers. You can see your output will display within the browser. Now your web page is going to display. What is the name of the web page? Web page? Web form 1. Now you see button. Whenever you click, you are getting welcome to web application. Now your web application is displayed. Now again I am running the application. Stop debugging. Again you can see debug, run the application. Your application is going to execute by the server, and output is going to display within the browser. Your browsers are going to display web page or web application outputs. Now the ASP.NET web page, extension will be what? Dot, just now you have seen .aspx. Okay. Now you can see similarly, whenever you using websites also, you can find .aspx websites. inoxmovies.com. Whenever you see inox.movies.com, ticket booking, big cinema, big screens, you can see the web page extension is what? .aspx.